Hello, everybody. Thanks for making it at the last session of the day. Appreciate you all being here. As the introduction said, I'm Sandeep Mallar. I lead the product management and product marketing functions here in customer experience at Cisco. And we're going to talk about services and how we're using AI and automation to bring the next generation of what support and services can do for all of you. So we bring this slide up for all of us in terms of like our customers, and they look at this and are like, okay, tell me something I don't know. Yes, technology is evolving faster than ever, but right now, with AI and the speed that it's going at, it's phenomenal. So if you think of the companies who are standing up data centers and standing up GPUs, hundreds, thousands of GPUs in a matter of months, while our customers are struggling to stand up a few hundred switches. We want to change that. And I think we have the right mix and the ability to do that today. But as we go through this, our ability to influence how all of you, our customers, experience Cisco is going to fundamentally change. You've been asking us about, now, what does resiliency mean? And how do I, with my customer experience, drive a true sense of resiliency for all of our customers? This is a nature of going from reactive to being more proactive. Help me avoid issues is what our customers are asking us to do. Secondly, if you think of simplicity, help me simplify, but make it personal to me and my network and my operations. The last is time to value. So when we look at these three vectors, these are some things that all of our customers have been asking us to enable them to be more resilient. So as a result, when you think of what we've been doing over the last year plus, is thinking hard about what is our vision? Where do we want to take CX? We want to drive an experience that's personalized, proactive, and predictive with the help of agentic AI and bring that to life so that we're solving all the issues, all the boring stuff that nobody wants to solve for, so that all of you, our customers, can spend time on higher trajectory and higher strategic value. That's our vision, and our ability to do that is more real today than ever before. When you think of the life cycle itself, right? We believe, and I don't think it's going to fundamentally change in the age of AI, we will still have to plan, design, implement, operate, optimize, and migrate. But over the course of the last year and a half, what we've been spending our time is looking at how and where we use agentic AI with automation at each of these phases. So a lot of these phases, the intelligence and the insight is locked up in documents. So if you think of planning, a design document. So if you're standing up an SD-WAN or an ACI, a lot of design is locked up in people's laptops. So think of all these best practices, right? We've looked at over the 40 years of expertise that we have, but looked at all the best design practices and brought that to life through a document intelligence. So that at every stage, we are helping our engineers, but also all of you be a lot more efficient with a validated design approach, ability to scale and make sure that every stage is faster. It's not about, generally about making sure that we speed up the stages, but also help automate going from one stage to the next. So think of a design document and how we'll help you kind of stand up a new branch really fast. But how do you get that to an implementation, a method of procedures really fast? So what would have traditionally taken probably a few months, we can do that in a matter of days and sometimes in a matter of hours. So that's the power of how we're using generative AI with automation and human expertise. We truly believe that it's a combination of these three things that'll help us get the most value out of technology. And we've used this across two of our main go-to-market aspects. If you think of support, traditionally, support has been about an incident. An incident happens, and you reach out to us, and we want to make sure that we help you resolve that issue, reduce downtime and risk for all of you. But more importantly, one of the things that we want to make sure is not only reduce the incident blast radius, but also, if you think of the predictive and proactive nature, is to move that incident out as far out as possible, but hopefully never at all. That's how you should think about our demand support. Support should be always on, helping you, the customer, be a lot more resilient, not at the point of failure. So our goal is to make sure that we bring clarity across the complex operations that you have. right? As an example, in TAC, about 1.6 million cases last year. We had about 1.6 million cases last year, right? And 1/4 of those cases were because of config issues. And another 1/4 of those were because of manual errors. So think of this, right? 800,000 cases that we saw in the last year should and could have been avoided, and we feel it's an obligation for us to be able to do that moving forward. Similarly, if we think of, we want to move away from this notion of support being a break fix and a maintenance. We want to truly transform how we support you with AI and automation and human expertise so that you avoid issues happening in the first place. Another example is, if you think of certificates expiring, you probably have certificates expire for all of you would have experienced that at some point. That, in an essence, is truly avoidable, and we want to make sure that we help our customers see around the corners and avoid those issues. When you think of support, it should be more than what you think of, response times and device replacement times. We are packing our support offers with a ton of value. That's a full life cycle and asset visibility. We will give you infrastructure assessments that will span your entire life cycle. So it'll go into aspects of security, configuration, a lot of aspects that you today have to buy services or do that manually. We are packing it with adoption value, right? So all of these are part of your support, because we truly believe when you have the right support, you truly become resilient. As a result of this is how we're bringing all this together with Cisco IQ. We announced Cisco IQ last week at Partner Summit, and it got a lot of good press and analysts, commending the approach we are taking. This is far beyond anything that we've seen in the marketplace. Cisco IQ takes everything that you see to my right, all the complexity, right? These are all documents that we send your way. Advisories, P-certs, hardening guides, ability for you to do compliance checks, all of that is automated today. So we want to give you predictive asset insights, adaptive infrastructure assessments, AI-powered troubleshooting, personalized learning. All of these are value that you will get as part of your support contract, as well as a ton of value that you will get as part of professional services, all through a single unified AI interface that will, Bhaskar's going to talk to you about how this is multimodal. It's also API driven, and soon we will have MCP and A2A interface as well, meeting you, the customer, where you want to get this data integrated into your environments. So as I said before, Cisco IQ is that single platform that'll bring all of your support capabilities, including cases, including assets, all in one place. Similarly, we are trying to do the same thing so that we're not overwhelming our customers with multiple interfaces, right? We'll allow you to bring and connect to us to be able to have this multi-directional view and a dialogue with us so that you can scale. And this is the same capabilities that we'll have for our professional services as well. So you heard a lot about what we are doing in terms of transforming support and services. I'm gonna bring on Bhaskar Jayakrishnan, a good friend of mine, to actually show you what this looks like. So Bhaskar, come on over.
Thank you, Sandeep. Sandeep set the business context, the technology context, and how it relates to what we are doing. In the next few minutes, I want to share a few specific examples. These are probably 6 of the 40 different initiatives that we are working on, bringing the capabilities we provide in support services and professional services all together on the common foundation that Cisco IQ is. First, let's start with support services. With support services, I want to share specific examples as it pertains to predictive asset insights. Assets tends to be a foundational building block for anything that we do. If you want to do assessments, you have to do it on assets. If you want to do any kind of troubleshooting, you need to know about the assets. The second one is adaptive infrastructure assessments. So Sandeep talked about how we can now turn documents into automation, and you're going to see a good example of that. And third is we handle over 1.5 million cases a year, and acting on them with automation and AI is critical for our success, and you're going to see specific examples of how we use it with AI-powered troubleshooting. First, let's start with assets. I'm going to quickly roll out a video.
Let's start with the foundational capabilities we're bringing together into a simple, intuitive experience. Over the next few minutes, you'll see a focus on asset capabilities. You begin with a dashboard that shows your assets, contracts, and devices we've discovered, highlighting critical areas that need attention right away, such as assets past their last date of support. You can now go beyond static dashboards, hyper-personalizing your insights by interacting with the AI assistant. The assistant understands the context of the page, enabling you to ask nuanced questions, such as requesting a summary of assets past the last date of support and with critical security advisories. The assistant isn't the only way to explore your inventory. For those more comfortable with classic table views, you can use filters and personalization options to fully customize the view to your specific business needs. We're also introducing an AI-powered analysis tool that distills thousands of records into a concise, actionable report, surfacing key insights and priorities instantly. You can further refine these reports using natural language to easily customize insights for what matters to you. This capability will be a foundational building block across our solutions, ushering AI naturally into the experience and as part of your workflow. This streamlined experience empowers you to proactively manage your assets, reduce risk, and drive better business outcomes.
As I mentioned earlier, assets are a foundational building block. Our customers, our partners, we spend a lot of time trying to get the list of assets accurate. By digitizing all of this and making it available as part of Cisco IQ, we can now start thinking about building reconciliation services where we start talking to the customer CMDB, the partner's asset intelligence, our own contract data, so that we can use data to clean up data and get to a level of accuracy. But keeping that aside for a moment, I also want to point you in terms of how we are using AI. The system is designed to be API first. But I want to take your attention to UI. If you think about it, for the longest time, we've been using static tables, static dashboards as a way to interface with the system. That's good because it has a structure. But what's happened in the last couple of years is there has been an explosion of conversational interfaces in the form of AI assistants. AI assistants are good for free-form investigation, but they can quickly become tired because it throws walls of text at you. What you saw towards the end was the next evolution called generative interfaces, where AI determines what's a good visualization for a piece of data, and it gives you the ability to change that visualization with prompts. This is going to be a fundamental design pattern, which is going to be used in everything in Cisco IQ, whichever capability we provide as part of Cisco IQ. Apart from APIs and UI, the system will evolve to support MCP and A2A interfaces in the future. Now that we have talked about the foundational capability, let's turn our attention to something else. I want to talk about infrastructure assessments. There are no dearth of assessments that we need to do, and there's no dearth of documents we give to our customers. We give them hardening guides, security advisories, field notices, best practices. There are regulatory compliance guides. There's no dearth of them. But for a customer to use it, they have to analyze it, they have to automate it, they have to run it against the network, and they have to spend a lot of time remediating whatever they find. What if we could process all of this, turn it into automation so that at the press of a button, the customer can figure out all the elements in their network, in their environment that needs to be addressed, and we can spend the human capital of our customers, our partners, and ourselves addressing it, which is the higher order problem or higher order challenge that all of us rather be spending time on. What does it look like in practice? Another video.
We help you stay ahead of potential service disruptions and vulnerabilities by providing proactive security assessments. When you open the Assessments app, you'll see an overview of the results from previously run assessments. Selecting one, such as security hardening, displays the previous assessment results run across your environment, highlighting the number of affected assets. What you're seeing in action here is an AI agent extracting knowledge from the iOS XE hardening documentation, and seamlessly translating it into comprehensive checks. This framework will soon be extended to other architectures and configuration best practices. Clicking into an assessment result provides more detail, including a summary and a list of affected devices. You can run an assessment on demand and drill down further to understand exactly why a device failed, with AI-generated summaries highlighting key evidence from the logs. After taking action, you can rerun the diagnostic assessment to confirm the fix was successful. With this assessment framework, you can proactively address problems before they emerge, keeping your network secure.
So what you saw here was documentation turned into automation. The fact that we can do this and give it a layer of human intelligence, as in the set of all our knowledge experts who have reviewed the automation that was generated by AI, that allows us to deliver this service with consistency and accuracy across a wide set of customers. And there are, as I said, there are no dearth of documents, and there are no dearth of standards, and there's a new one coming every single day. Now, if you were to take a step back, if you were to combine the capabilities of assets and the capabilities of assessments, the quantum crypto and post-quantum crypto readiness is around the corner. And now that's another service that we can build on top of it that we can give our customers. So by adopting an environment like this, we are keeping ourselves future ready, where we can provide more services in the future. With that, I want to spend the next few minutes talking about troubleshooting. All right? Assets and assessments were a bit more proactive, but a lot of the things that we need to do for our customers is also reactive, and we have been using AI heavily in those areas. So to start with, I want to talk about automated troubleshooting, right? Of the 1.5 million cases that come in, a good number of them, actually more than 90% of them, are touched by AI and automation. But for a subset of this, when the case comes in, our AI assistant takes a look at it, and with a lot of confidence, it can say that it knows how to react, and within minutes, it can respond to a customer. So what happens when we respond to a customer within a minute or two is the customer is still within the context of the problem that they are debugging. And when they get a response to a question that they just posed, they can actually take the next steps and start cleaning things up. So when we do this, we have seen cases which takes hours to resolve, partly because the customer is not exactly in context, it being reduced to minutes because things happen right away. The next thing I wanted to talk about is automated RMA. There are some cases which have a well-defined process. For example, if you were using UCS or along with Intersight, you deal with DIM issues and disk issues. When that happens, the process is standard. A fault happens, the customer recognizes it, they raise a case, a TAC engineer looks at it, asks for technical support, they analyze the technical support, they figure out that a part has gone bad, and then we have to start initiating a replacement. What if we could automate all of that? And that's exactly what we have done. By doing this, it saves our customers a lot of time, and more than that, it accelerates the entire process, and sometimes some of our customers see the shipment notification even before they have seen the fault, right? That's the power of automation and AI. And the last thing I want to talk about is we have started working with the various business entities so that we can integrate our support experience within the product experience itself. Typically, when somebody is using a product, they use a product in one place, and when they have to raise a case in a different system, we depend on the user to copy the context, specify the context, and provide a lot of details. But if they can raise a case within the same environment, we can actually capture as much context as we want to actually address the problem. These are some ways in which we have used the integration to provide a better experience. To summarize all of this, by having an AI-powered, unified, and simplified interface, we can provide a lot more service, a lot faster, with a lot more accuracy to a wider set of customers. And by doing all of this, we can absolutely increase the resiliency and reliability at our customers' environments. Now, as we do this, we also need to recognize that our customers are in different places of comfort when it comes to cloud services. That's why we are supporting three different deployment modes for Cisco IQ. For customers that value convenience and have a cloud-first strategy, the SaaS mode is perfect. For customers that are interested in data privacy, but they still want the flexibility of automatic updates and new services, then we give them the on-premises tethered mode. And for customers that are in highly regulatory environments, we also support the air-gapped environment. By supporting all these three modes, we can meet where our customers are. Now, support services covers a lot of what we do. But then we do offer professional services as well. And with professional services, very much like what Sandeep called out, we can use the power of AI to accelerate capabilities within a stage, to connect different stages and go from one stage to another faster. So I want to just take one specific example with services as code. With services as code, we want to automate all of this, and we want to also give our customers AI assistant interfaces so that they can actually talk to their network configuration, they can actually make changes with a lot more confidence, and by tying it to a best practices framework, which includes integrated testing, they can do all of this with confidence. So the best way to talk about it, again, is another video where you can see the end-to-end process in play.
Welcome to the future of infrastructure management with Cisco's services as code, making every network change not just successful, but up to 5 times faster. Services as code integrates powerful DevOps toolchains, infrastructure models, and business workflows built on Cisco's best practices. It transforms design, configuration, and deployment into code, so every change is automated, version controlled, and validated before production. Imagine you have configured bridge domains within an ACI fabric, written in YAML as a model-based configuration. While adding new bridge domains and updating the VLANs to voice, you make a configuration mistake, forgetting to change VLAN 103 to VLAN 203. Now, with services as code, you get a best-in-breed GitOps environment with integrated tests. When you commit the changes, the system detects a misconfiguration with multiple definitions for VLAN 103 and fails the commit. Now, aware of the issue, you go back to the editor, fix the configuration, recommit the change, and merge the request, triggering the DevOps pipeline and ensuring successful deployment. An embedded AI assistant also helps you describe, generate, and validate configurations effortlessly. Soon, services as code will expand across Cisco's portfolio, supporting more technologies and networking domains. This isn't just a tool, it's a mindset shift. Cisco is here to partner with you on this transformative journey toward fewer outages, faster innovation, and the certainty your business demands.
Hopefully that gave you a good idea of how we are leveraging AI for both support services and professional services. We definitely live in interesting times, and we are just getting started. And I'm going to ask Sandeep to come back and take us home with what's coming next.
Thank you, Bhaskar. Give it up for Bhaskar. So as you saw, this is not just, vaporware. We are actually using generative AI, which is probabilistic systems with a deterministic nature of automation along with human expertise. The way we are using AI is ability to kind of make the best use of each of these capabilities to bring that to life for all of you. So to kind of bring us home, we want to make sure that how is this being sold? We're not here to sell AI per se. We are here to make sure AI works for all of us. So Cisco IQ is part of every support contract. So we have 3 tiers. We've simplified how we go to market with a simplified offer construct. We have 1 Cisco support offer with 3 tiers of standard, enhanced, and signature. There'll be incremental and additional value at each of those tiers delivered through Cisco IQ. Cisco IQ is the foundation and our digital capability that'll be available to all our customers. Similarly, on professional services, we only have 2 offers now. One is subscription, an ongoing engagement that our customers, like yourself, will have with us through advisory and consulting, as well as transactional. It's kind of project-based and initiative-based. So bringing all this together is this foundation of Cisco IQ that'll be available as part of your support or professional services capabilities. Now, how does this all come together from a Cisco perspective? right? If you think of, our AI-ready data centers, this is where service as code helps you stand up data centers in really fast and low code to really quick implementation time. Similarly, if you think of future-proof workplaces, we want to enable future-proof workplaces through nature of like service as code with SD-WAN. And the underpinning of all this, when you think of digital resiliency, how do you drive resiliency when you have the ability to have a true support that is fundamentally different to how you've experienced support? And that's where our ability to have predictive, proactive, and personalized capabilities will truly drive resiliency along with our products. So our products within Cisco, with support and services, will truly transform how you experience Cisco, but also how you are driving the nature of your business moving forward. So what does it truly mean for all of you as customers? Is it saves you time, effort, and money. So think of a simple thing like asset management, right? So we've been talking to customers where they have dedicated teams, anywhere between 4, 5 to sometimes 20 people working through reams of data and Excel sheets, disjointed CMDBs to be able to then find out as to where my assets are. Think of the infrastructure assessments. Those are, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We are packing that as part of our support contract so that you don't have to spend time understanding where the issues are. Where we want you and our teams to spend time is fixing the issues, looking ahead as to what are the key things that we want to drive. In terms of time and money, that's where we want to make sure that you are spending your effort in terms of your driving the business forward versus, blocking and tackling. So hopefully this got you a sense for, when we talk about solving all the boring issues, we're just scratching the surface. We're going to continue to evolve. We're going to bring this to market. And Cisco IQ is in early field trials for the next 6 to 8 months. And we will go general availability for all our customers in Q3 of our fiscal. So in about 9 months, we should have this available for all our customers. So a couple of key call to actions before we close it out. We have demos in each of these, so please go explore the demos. I'll bring those to life. Even, I think we have demos right behind here as well as, talk to our subject matter experts to understand, hey, I have these kind of issues within my environment, because we need your input to try to drive the next set of capabilities. And lastly, give us feedback. If you need more information, visit our website at cisco.com/go/services. You'll get a lot more insight. So hopefully you got a sense for how we are fundamentally changing the nature of support and services and redefining this for the industry overall. Thank you for your time, and have a good evening. Cheers.